Dolphins fans, before we get today's show started, be sure to hit that big red button and subscribe to the best Miami Dolphins YouTube channel. It's absolutely free. We're bringing you the latest rumors, news, and we might even start a little coach carousel speak. Is Brian Flores, is he on that in fuego seat right now? I think he might be. Hit that big red button and turn it gray so you can stay in the know on your Miami Dolphins all season long. How's it going, everybody? Welcome into Miami Dolphins today. I am your host, RC Maxfield, and crap may have hit the fan for the Dolphins, and you know what? It's kind of expected after you lose to the Jaguars, but we're going to have some fun on today's video talking about some potential trades for two-star players and then some hope on the horizon for the Dolphins. Maybe, but first let's talk about some trade rumors as Xavien Howard has been named as a potential trade candidate by The Athletic. Let's be honest here. Xavien Howard is an all-pro corner, and he just re-signed at least for one more season to get a little bit more guaranteed money. Remember, in the offseason, he was going to hold out. Well, not hold out, but it was a holdout. Let's be honest about it. And he got another year on his deal with guaranteed money, and this year has kind of been up and down, right? You look at his stats, 19 tackles, 1 interception. He did have the game-winning fumble recovery against the Patriots and the only win of the season for the Miami Dolphins, and he also has 6 pass breakups. The big thing with Howard right now is the injury, right? That's what it comes down to. Is this is a big concern for Howard. No doubt it is, because we don't know how long he's going to be out, let alone Byron Jones. You're supposed to have one of the most lethal corner combinations in the league, and right now it's failed for the Miami Dolphins, and the Miami Dolphins are 1-5. So what possible teams would want Xavien Howard in that contract? I've got 2 possible trade ideas for you. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let's get to them, though. The first one, the Green Bay Packers. They trade a second-round pick for Xavien Howard, and I know what you're thinking, RC. How the hell are you not getting a first-round pick for Xavien Howard? Well, it's the NFL. That just doesn't work out that way unless you're trading for, a Myles Garrett on defense. And Xavien Howard, he's just not that. And you're not trading for a quarterback, or trading a quarterback, I should say, in this deal because, well, Green Bay, we know about their quarterback situations. It's pretty good for at least the time being with Aaron Rodgers as he owns the city of Chicago and apparently all of its people, if you listen to the video that was posted yesterday online. This is an all-in type play for the Packers if they make that deal. And I think it would work out for the Dolphins because being realistic about this, right? You're 1-5. There hasn't been very many teams in NFL history to come back from 1-5 and make the playoffs, if any, right? Why not capitalize, get some more draft assets, what for looks like to be a new GM next year? Because Chris Grier, you got to go, bud. You're just not it. I don't think anybody thinks you are. You miss on what seems like every offensive lineman pick. Let's get somebody in there that can evaluate the trenches because Chris Grier can't. If the Packers are willing to go all in, I'm making this deal. It gets a little bit of money off of the books, and now Xavien Howard is a big-time talent, but you already have Byron Jones on the outside. Maybe you can get another guy in the secondary to get a little bit more playing time. I know people are upset with Noah Igbenogany, but at least give him a shot, and if it doesn't work out this year, cut bait. You're already 1-5 anyway. Why not? The other team that could potentially come out and try and make a move for Xavien Howard, the Seattle Seahawks. They've already gone in once, right? You think about it. They don't have their first-round pick this year because they've already gone all in on Jamal Adams. They need to make that secondary better because, well, going in on Jamal Adams was a mistake. He cannot cover. He is an awful safety if he's not playing in the box. And Xavien Howard could hide some of those flaws. A second-round pick would be a perfect compensation for Xavien Howard considering his contract. Will the financials work for Seattle? Maybe, but you can always move money around in the NFL. Everybody does it. For me, both of these trades make sense for the Dolphins and where they're at currently right now in terms of their roster and also just their season outlook, right? You have Xavien Howard for at least one more season, but what's to say you don't go into a full rebuild after this? I mean, is Tua the answer at quarterback? We don't know. What is the offensive line going to look like next year? Hell, who's going to be the head coach and the GM, let alone the players? We need to know a lot more about this team moving forward, and if you can capitalize and get more draft capital for Xavien Howard and get off that contract that he has and get a little bit more money on the books for you to go out and spend and maybe make an impact on the offensive line, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, take a damn hint, Chris Grier, this is the way to do it. So let me know, should the Dolphins trade Xavien Howard type T for trade, type K for keep. If the right deal is there, why the hell not, right? I think that this team is 1-5. There's a lot of holes on it. You might as well get some draft capital for next season, and hopefully the new GM, if there is one, can address the needs and maybe have a little bit more money, too, to go out in free agency. Speaking of money, BetUS can make you a ton of money. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125 and get the best deposit bonus on the internet. You know I mentioned making money, right? They will give you free money. They'll give you free money. You put $100 in, right? Let's just say you do that. They will give you $125 to play with on the site, making your total $225. I'm not good at math, but I take that. I will take that and run, and you should too. Go to chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125 to get the best deposit bonus on the internet right now. Oh, you know I had to bring him up, Dolphins fans. You know I had to. Deshaun Watson rumors. We're back. Oh, we're back, and they're scorching right now as ESPN had an article with Jeremy Fowler and Dan Graziano, and they had this to say about Watson potentially being traded to the Miami Dolphins. And before you judge me, I know that's like a Harry Potter book on your screen. I'll read it right now for you. From what we're hearing, the Dolphins are the most likely landing spot for Watson. Sources have said Watson, who has a no-trade clause, has contact and therefore can dictate where he goes in terms of a destination. Would he like to play in Miami? Yes, and the Dolphins have expressed interest in acquiring him. They went on to say, there are people close to this situation who believe Watson would be in Miami already if the lawsuit had never surfaced. Dolphins coach Brian Flores has a relationship with the GM of the Texans from the time they spent together in New England, and that could be a factor that helps facilitate a deal. If this is true, Brian Flores has to stay the head coach because you have to have that line of communication. If you're serious about doing it, you think about it, ownership is 80 years old at this point, Ross is. I mean, you have to make a move. He wants to make a move because he wants to win during his lifetime. And Brian Flores and that connection to the Texans, yeah, you make that deal if these 22 lawsuits go away. And by what Jeremy Fowler and Dan Graziano were saying, this deal would have already happened. Could you imagine what is going on during this season? If Deshaun Watson is the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, you might have been able to flip the script. The only loss that I think for sure they would have had is against Buffalo. Other than that, they could be 5-1 right now. Think about that. That's realistic if you have a talent like Deshaun Watson at the quarterback position. I brought this trade up a couple videos ago, and it still stands. This is what was reportedly offered to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. Looking at this, this is a whoa. Like, whoa, what are we doing here type deal. 3 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick, and then 2 third-round picks. That's a lot, don't get me wrong, but you look at the current state of the Dolphins roster, and if they keep Xavien Howard and get guys healthy, you should consider doing this, right? Because it seems like there's a lot of smoke here. Like a lot of smoke. Like, how is some of this not true at this point? When multiple media outlets come out and they are verified and they know what the hell they're talking about, I know that we crap on ESPN, Fox, all these guys, but they've got sources on the inside here, and if they're telling them this and it's the same thing to every outlet, it's probably real, which means the smoke here is probably covering up the fire. It's just a matter of time before this happens. But the real question I want to ask you guys is, will the Dolphins trade for Deshaun Watson? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Man, there's so much smoke here. It's hard for me not to say yes at this point, but at the same time, I'm also very leery of what's going on off the field for Deshaun Watson with these 22 civil cases he's got going on. He could still technically play right now. Obviously, it's smart by the Texans not to have him on the field, but what does that suspension look like for 2022 and maybe even further on? I'll tell you this, we'll have you covered no matter what happens for the Dolphins, and all you got to do is hit that big red button to stay in the know on Miami and everything they're doing all season long, from the latest rumors, news, coaching candidates, maybe some rumors on Deshaun Watson. We'll have you all covered right here on Miami Dolphins Today. We're 340 subs away from 18K. Hit that big red button and make it gray right here on YouTube for the best Miami Dolphins content all season long. Last rumor I got today is easy schedule ahead for the Fins. Listen, if you watch the recap, I'm just saying this, right? When you looked at the recap and what was going on for the Miami Dolphins in terms of you lose 23-20 to arguably the worst team in the NFL, right? The Jacksonville Jaguars are not good. Neither are Miami at this point, I guess you could say. But when you think about what could possibly go right for Miami in the sense of, hey, what do we have to look forward to? How could this season potentially turn around? There's a lot of what ifs, right? Injuries. You have play calling changing. Is there going to be a head coaching change? Maybe an offensive coordinator change, defense change. Maybe offensive line is addressed a little bit more in a trade or something like that. Overall, I mean, when you look at what's going on for the Dolphins, there's a lot to unpack in terms of what could happen in terms of just making this better for the Dolphins long term. Because you think about it, the Dolphins are on the right track in terms of the rebuild, right? They're doing this the right way. At least we thought they were doing it the right way anyway. But their easy schedule ahead for the Dolphins is something that's really, really big, right? You think about what's going on and how you could address this, right? And everything going on for the Dolphins negatively right now has been brought to the forefront. And that's something that obviously happens when you're 1-5. But you look at the next 5 weeks for the Miami Dolphins, and you see some winnable games. Now, the 2 and 4 weeks away, maybe not. Maybe not, but Atlanta, and then you have Houston, and then you have the Jets. Those are 3 winnable games, right? You think about it and what's going on with Miami there. And I don't want to say this because there's no reason to get your hopes up or anything, but there is a chance for a turnaround. You have the 4th easiest schedule moving forward in the NFL. That's a big deal because you think about what Miami has had to go through early on. They had the 2nd hardest schedule to begin the year through 6 weeks, and I think it shows with their 1-5 record. Overall, though, when you look at what Miami has done, there is a major chance for a turnaround, and maybe that's why they don't sell, right? But at the same time, you have young guys back in the secondary in Javon Holland. You got other guys in Noah Igbenogany, who, I get it, has not been very good for the Dolphins, but maybe you give them a chance because you are 1-5, see what you have, and then go about your way. But at the same time, do you think, okay, we are getting these guys healthy. Maybe they're coming back, and maybe we can live up to the expectations that many, including myself, had to start the season. I think that that's the biggest thing. I had this team winning 11 games. I thought this defense was legit. I thought they were really, really good. Too bad they're off to a 1-5 start. Bill Barnwell had this to say on Twitter. The Dolphins had the 4th toughest schedule so far and the 2nd easiest remaining. I misspoke earlier. It's even better. The 2nd easiest schedule remaining. Like, you have a chance at a turnaround here if you're the Dolphins. I don't know how likely it is because you do have some major issues on that offensive line, and who the hell knows what's going on at the offensive coordinator position. I believe it's Godsey, but it seems like it changes every week. But not trying to get you excited, but I do want you to predict the future for me. Predict the Dolphins' final record. Again, I said I had them winning 11 games. That's simply not going to happen. It's just not. Let's just realistically think about this. Let's make Eagles fans upset and at least get to 500 and make that a middle of the 1st round pick. Let's not give the Eagles any ammo and give them a top 10 pick. Producer Marshall over here, who runs the Giants channel for us, he's nodding his head vigorously right now. You can't give the Eagles ammo. Win some damn games. All right? But let me know. Predict the Dolphins' final record down in the comments below. I'll probably go with a 7-10 right now. Not ideal, but hey, that means they're winning quite a bit of games moving forward.